I think car makers are in a bit of a pickle at the moment. They've got to decide what to do with the iconic names of all the best cars they've made in the past. Take the Audi R8. That is a screaming V10 mid-engine supercar. It just wouldn't work if they stuck a turbocharged V8 in it. So they just killed it off. A bold move. And when Ferrari had to switch to turbo power for their mid-engine V8 cars, they didn't just call it a 458 turbo, they renamed it. We had the 488 and everything that's followed on from that. They changed the name of the cars. BMW doesn't give a flying Fraulein about what M5 means anymore. It used to be a straight six, it was a V8, then it was a four-wheel drive V8, and we had turbocharging, and now the latest M5 is a big, heavy, hybrid, partially electric V8 car. But I don't really care, because all an M5 really has to do is be a supercar slaying saloon. Can it still do it? Yes, it does. It's still got a lot of speed, and it should do really, because it's got 727 horsepower and 1,000 Newton meters of torque. Now that power figure is split up. You get 585 horsepower from the 4.4 litre turbocharged V8 and about 200 horsepower from the electric motor. And you can travel up to 80 something miles an hour on electric power alone and do about 35 to 40 miles of electric driving. But that's not really the point of an M5, is it? No, this is. So yes, this new M5 is a lot more generally than the old one. It is longer. It's now 5.1 meters long, but crucially, and you probably know this, it's half a ton heavier than the old M5. But admittedly, it does get some stuff to help you out. It's got rear wheel steering as standard. It's got adaptive dampers, not on air suspension, just nice electrically controlled damping. The idea being that the M Division boffins have given you all the things you need to make this handle like an M5, despite the weight, despite the extra size. Has that worked? Well, yeah, unbelievably, they have. Despite weighing 2.4 tons, this feels incredibly sure-footed, stable, and also playful as well. At road speeds, the suspension somehow keeps that insane weight in check, and the four-wheel drive system is rear biased, but you can put it in four-wheel drive sport for a bit more rear axle movement on corner exits. And if you're feeling brave, you can make it rear wheel drive with the stability control off. You've got these customizable modes on these M buttons here. It still handles like an M car should. It even rides surprisingly well around town when you put it in comfort mode. So it's still a proper long distance cruiser. It can do the big miles to the south of France, but when you get there, you can leave big black tyre marks on every hairpin exit and have an absolute whale of a time. The magical thing is that when you're driving on a twisty road, you're not actually thinking about the weight. The steering is fast, but it doesn't lean in the corners. It just grips and goes and makes you smile. It's got more expensive too, at least on paper. It's £110,000, but when you put that through an inflation calculator, it's actually the same price as the previous non-hybrid M5. And considering the extra tech that you're getting in this, I don't think that is too bad. Now, this press car does have one option on it, but it's a £22,000 option called the Ultimate Pack. That gives you the carbon ceramic brakes with the gold calipers, Alcantara headlining, loads and loads of other stuff that I'm not going to bore you with. So yes, £130,000. Now, personally, I don't think the new M5 looks all that good from the back. I don't think it's as pumped up as an M5 should be. It just looks a bit bloated like the latest 5 Series. But hey, you've got quad exhaust pipes. They're actually quite big, but they don't look it because they're surrounded by all this bodywork. You've got a carbon fibre spoiler here. You can make this quite practical because you can fit a tow bar to it. 1,200 quid and you can tow 2 tons. The boot, slightly smaller than a regular 5 Series because obviously it's got batteries and stuff. 466 litres, so it is big. It goes that way quite a lot, but you've got all these lips here, so you can't actually get massive wide things like pallets into the boot. And also, I don't like this. Saloons should not have electric opening boots. That's just a waste. I mean, that's going to weigh about 2 kilos, isn't it? And it's got cameras all over it, which you do need because it is so big. It doesn't fit in any parking spaces that I found so far. Inside the new M5, it has got a little bit chintzy, in my opinion. I'm not just talking about the Kyle Army orange seats in this one. It's all these light strips across here. They change colour depending on your driving mode, which is kind of cool, but it's also what a 12-year-old would do if they were designing a car. The twin screen infotainment system, we've seen it in all the modern BMWs. I find it a bit fiddly to use, to be honest. You've got this big drawer of applications and it's just a faff to use on the move. So you end up using the voice commands for things like turn the speed limit warning off and things like that. You've got M buttons on the steering wheel, which you can customize, so you can put one as your soft mode, one as your firm mode, or if you're super brave, rear wheel drive mode, which disables the stability control and stuff like that. And there are so many buttons down here to adjust the hybrid system, so you can have the hybrid, hold it in electric power as long as possible, which obviously makes it a lot slower because you haven't got the V8. You've got a mode which can charge the battery off the engine. There's dynamic modes, there's a qualifying mode. It's not a race car, it weighs 2.5 tons, and loads and loads of other configurable things. In terms of actually living with it though, you've got wireless chargers here, cup holders, big storage bins here, you've got big door bins, you've got the Alcantara headlining from the Ultimate Pack, which is very nice, carbon fibre across the dashboard. It looks and feels sporty, but it's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit gauche for my personal tastes. Whatever they count for. I mean, look at my coat.
People love your coat.
Yeah, I know, people do love my coat, but I also get a lot of stick about, oh, Tim Rodie's only got one coat. It's my brand now. 0 to 60 takes 3.5 seconds, which is actually a bit slower than the old M5 because this has got a worse power to weight ratio. Doesn't feel like progress, but it's the way this delivers its power. It is electric, the way that the torque is filled in by the electric motor. In the real world, when you're up to speed and you plant it, this M5 is gone before the previous generation one has even dusted off its lederhosen. It's still fast. I'm going to start my conclusion by saying what I don't like about the new BMW M5. I'm not a massive fan of the interior. It feels a little bit cheap for the money, a little bit chintzy, and the infotainment is just a bit too fiddly. I end up using the voice commands to do things like turn off the speed limit warning, which is fine, but it should just be easy to do that using buttons. Other than that, I love it. It does still feel like an M5, and if no one had told you that it weighed 0.5 ton more than the old one, you wouldn't really notice. I think BMW's M engineers have really relished the challenge of making a big heavy car handle like an M5 should, and they've done it. Obviously it's outrageously fast. Yes, it still drinks fuel prodigiously despite being a hybrid, but now you've got these extra options of driving on electric power for about 35 miles. So I'm not sure it's going to be an iconic M5, but it is one of the best super saloons that you can buy, and lots of supercars won't see which way you and your passengers went on a twisty country road. I can't believe I'm saying that, it weighs 2.4 tons. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you've liked it, please hit like, subscribe, go down to the comments and tell us how wrong I am about the new M5, because you all have your opinions. Yeah. Right, I need to go and warm up. I might go and put myself inside a Breville sandwich toaster, make a bald man toasty with baked beans on it, dip it in brown sauce. Oh, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. Maybe that's what I should do. I'm going on a list, aren't I?